Hi, it's Steven.
And Aaron.
This is the story so far.
Welcome to the doggy edition.
Oh, it's the puppy edition.
Excuse me, this week I'm a little sick, had a cold. But Steven, why don't you go ahead and just start us off this week? Kick us off with some NFL winners.
I don't want to talk about the NFL this week.
I do.
The Giants won.
How about those Giants, huh? How about those Giants? Went in and stomped the Panthers using backups. That was a great game. Actually, they were expected not to win that game by the NFL analysts. So
Anyway, so the Giants won. The Eagles lost. The Packers
who
lost.
did the Eagles lose to?
The Arizona Cardinals.
The undefeated Arizona Cardinals. Which is a shock to everybody. I pretty
Well, think of the teams that they beat too. Before they beat the Eagles, they beat the New England Patriots.
They're doing good this season. I'm just saying, they're starting off good.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see where they go.
So, yeah, anyway. Big game Sunday night. Eagles and Giants. I don't really want to watch it.
Oh, I'll be watching it when I get home. You're darn right.
Where are you going?
Well, I gotta drop my kids off.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But as soon as I get back from that, I'll be watching it.
That's right. Alright.
Pack that night, or no, never mind. I'm not going anywhere. It's next weekend, anyways.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep on going with some scores here.
I don't have any scores.
Why don't you have scores?
Because I found a more important story.
Oh,
about
see, now you're forcing me to bring up the news. Just give us a couple of seconds here.
I got the news. The NFL. I'm sure
I'm
everybody.
talking scores on sports here, pal. We've done them the last 2 weeks. We're gonna do them again this week.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Well, while you get the scores on your. Do you have them right there?
I've got them right here.
Alright, let's do this then.
Alright, so obviously we just told you about the Giants and Panthers. The Rams got trounced by the Bears 23-6. Bills took the Browns down 24-14. Cowboys beat the Bucks.
Sorry.
Yeah, the Jaguars beat the Colts 22-17. Jets 23-20 over the Dolphins. Vikings won over the 49ers 24-14. Chiefs pulled one out on the Saints 27-24.
Yeah, 0-3 Saints.
0-3 Saints. They're the last ranked team in the NFL right now. Titans beat the Lions 44-41. Bengals beat the Redskins 38-31. I really thought that the Redskins were coming back on that one. I mean, they got close. As we mentioned, the Cardinals stomped the Eagles 27-6. Falcons stomped the Chargers 27-3. Raiders pulled one out over the Steelers 34-31. Texans beat the Broncos 31-25. Peyton's losing his luster there in Denver.
I don't really think he is. I think they get off to such a slow start and shoot themselves in the foot that they don't give themselves a chance to come back.
Yeah, and you can't just blame Peyton for it.
What was
Peyton's
the
not
31-25.
31-25. They were on a comeback.
Yeah, I really don't think that the Texans scored much after the second half started.
Yeah.
And maybe a touchdown. And Denver came back and started scoring like that. They just they get themselves too far into that hole and can't dig themselves out.
Right. And then the Ravens pulled one out over the Patriots, 31-30.
Yeah.
That was a good game too.
Yes, it was.
And then on Monday night, the biggest debacle ever was the Seahawks pulling one out over the Packers, 14-12. But I have to say that in the first half, Seahawks were kicking the Packers trash, man.
Oh yeah, they were getting past the offensive line.
They were all over Rodgers, but right there at the end, that last throw into the end zone was a nice touch interception down.
Yep.
But as I've heard, when two players catch the ball, the tie goes to the offense.
Yes, but you on the replay you can clearly see Jennings for Green Bay.
He had the interception, but
so in related news to that game though, they were talking about on ESPN. Dude, I'm telling you, while I was in the hospital, that's all they were talking about on any sports news or.
It's been the talk of everything.
Yeah. So they were speculating on whether that would draw the owners to be like to pull their head.
Try and force the issue with the.
Well, the owners are trying to, just like they were with the players. You don't need that much money, things like that. And so they were wondering if the owners would pull their heads out of their rear ends or not. And apparently, I just was looking it up on my phone. Apparently, they're close to an agreement with the refs. So hopefully, games will start getting better.
There's a possibility they may be back in action this weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say on Wednesday, both sides had hoped to play no more games with replacements. So, but it says with the deal not complete early Wednesday night, it was unclear who would officiate Thursday night's game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. So
it'll be interesting to see. You know, the thing that I found out about some of these refs were that they were refereeing for the Lingerie League, and the Lingerie League actually fired them. So I mean, you know, if you're not good enough for a sideshow,
yeah,
why should you be?
Dude, seriously, have you ever watched the Lingerie League?
No, I've seen some highlights though, and I'll tell you, they actually put on some pretty big hits.
Yeah.
So it's not, and I'm just saying it's a sideshow in the fact that, you know, they're out there playing in lingerie. Other than that, it's regular football. I mean, full contact hits are the way that it is.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I've seen some highlights of them, and they hit just as hard as the guys do. So, kudos to those ladies. So, you got anything else?
Just another reminder, basketball starts in like 2 weeks. So I actually think it's less than that for other teams, but first preseason game for the Utah Jazz is October 8th.
We'll be looking forward to watching that. Well, I gotta say, for fans of Sons of Anarchy, I don't know if you're watching the show or not. If you're not, you gotta catch up on this season. You know, we're taping this show a little late in the week, so this week's episode was already out, and I'll tell you, it was an explosive episode. Definitely a game changer. A lot of fans are outraged over what took place. I'm not going to spoil it here on the show for those of you that haven't seen it, but definitely you've got to see the episode because, wow, definitely a game changer for the rest of the season. It's going to be interesting to see where the show goes from here. But definitely a lot of hearts were broken by that episode. It's really surprising the fan reaction that I've seen on the internet today over that. So catch up on it. If you guys have never seen it, definitely got to start from season 1 and work your way up. It's definitely a great show. So definitely high on my priority list for television shows for people to get into.
I was going to ask too. Did you see how much money people bet on that? I don't even know why they bet that much money on
the Packers and Seahawks.
I mean, I guess it would be because you think in your mind it's a no-brainer. The Packers are going to smash the crap out of the Seahawks. But, okay, I do want to say this too, and I told Amy this when she was mad about the Green Bay Packers losing. I think Green Bay beat themselves anyway. And I understand the last call was the ref, and that's what beat them. But Green Bay, all they've ever talked about is a high-powered offense, and they can score a lot and blah, blah, blah. Well, if you are, you should have been up on them by 30 points. Not even had to worry about one measly little touchdown.
Well, like I said, in the first half, I mean, Seahawks were getting past the line and getting in and sacking Rodgers. I think they got in there like 8 or 9 times. Probably even more. I mean, I unfortunately didn't see the whole game. Like, I kind of was in and out of consciousness because I was so sick Monday night. But, you know, it was definitely a good game. I definitely watched the last couple of minutes of the game, and you know, definitely a good game. So it's unfortunate that it was marred by the refs, but
Yeah, it is. I mean, if it's a good game like that and it comes down to the end, not taking anything away from Seattle because they did awesome, but when it comes down to it, you know, it sucks that the refs botched the call because, well, and one of the refs made the right call and the other one made the wrong call.
that's what was funny is, you know, one's going up saying, hey, it's an interception, the other one's saying touchdown. And now everybody on the internet is making fun of them, calling them employees from Foot Locker and different things like that. It's
Not funny, see, look at the picture.
it's pretty hilarious. It's,
They're saying $500 million just on that call right there alone.
a lot of money. In all honesty, if I would have bet on that game beforehand, I would have bet for Seahawks. I'm just a fan of the little guy, so I'm getting the death stare over here, feeling the heat. Anyway, in other news, last week I told you guys that I would have our list of skills that you need.
I was gonna tell you I got an email from that site for some reason.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're not a fan of it. You didn't like it on Facebook.
I know.
It tells me what friends are
I know.
You know?
I just thought it was weird. I saw it on there and I was like, I didn't sign up for this. I visited the site, but I didn't sign up for anything. I haven't been on Facebook to like it.
Yeah.
So,
That's definitely a good site to go to. So, anyway, like I said, this comes off of Survival Based. I went to their Facebook page. They also have a website. It's survivalbased.com. And what I've got here is a certain set of skills that the everyday survivor man should have. When people think about survival skills these days, images of being dropped onto a deserted island with nothing but a camera and a knife often come to mind. While the circumstances of these shows are created for dramatic effect, knowledge of basic survival skills can be irreplaceable in an emergency. A thorough emergency preparedness plan should include first aid instructions, but survival skills extend far beyond patching a cut or sore. It's important to have the right knowledge and equipment with your 72-hour kit or emergency gear. Young scouts are required to learn a lot of survival skills. To earn awards, a scout might memorize a dozen different rope knots, but even the scout at the top of his class needs a refresher course. Now, I was an Eagle Scout. When I finally completed Scouts, I went through, got my Eagle and all that. And I got to say that we did learn a lot of these things, but you know, like they say, I definitely need a refresher course, so I'm going to start looking into doing a lot of this myself. If you go to their site and you find the skill set, each skill actually, if you mouse over it, takes you to a link that will take you to a description of the skill. So I'm going to go through 8 of these, and like I say, you need to go to their site to get into it. It's definitely a great site for anybody to get into. Like I say, I'm going to get into it a lot more, and I may bring more of these articles to the show, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, we'll start off with number 1, planning ahead. You know, obviously planning always takes the guesswork out of everything.
December 21st, 2012. Be prepared, plan ahead.
It's coming up soon. Starting a fire. I mean, not every fire can be started with a match or a lighter. So, you know, it's nice to have the knowledge of flint and steel. Signaling. You know, if you're out in the wilderness and you get lost, learning how to signal somebody that's coming to rescue you is definitely a plus. Knot tying can come in handy anywhere, from just doing everyday tasks to setting up a tent or just, you know, your basic survival. So emergency tools, uses and safety. Definitely familiarize yourself with those type of things. Building a shelter, sometimes you're out in the wilderness just doing some hiking and you end up getting lost. You're going to need to learn how to build a shelter. Water treatment. Obviously, you don't want to be drinking dirty water, otherwise you contract diseases and different things. And then CPR and first aid. That you definitely should know for just everyday circumstances. You never know when you're going to come across somebody that needs CPR or first aid before ambulance or police or first responders get there. So there are many other survival skills, but learning the basic skills will help you be prepared for almost any circumstance. At survivalbase.com, they provide you with expert advice on emergency survival as well as tips and tricks you may have never considered before. So definitely go and check that out. Moving right along, I have the story that came to us from our producer. We were going to do it last week, but scatterbrain over here forgot about it, so I apologize. So I went ahead and printed it off, made sure that we had it available for this week. So thank you, Tiff, for getting us the story. Steven's going to go ahead and read that to you.
We did talk a little bit about it, but it's
No, actually we didn't. We talked about it after the show.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
It was after the show.
So anyways, it's a California chef who allegedly admitted slow cooking his wife's body. A Southern California chef went on trial for allegedly killing his wife, told police he slow cooked her body and then dumped it out as kitchen waste, according to an interview that was played in court on Tuesday. Don Viennes disappeared in 2009, and police identified her husband David, the chef at the former Time Cafe in Torrance, California, as a prime suspect. In 2011, investigators dug up the Time Cafe, which Don co-owned, searching for her body. But in a taped interview played Tuesday in court, David seemed to tell police why her remains may never be found. You can find the original story at NBCLosAngeles.com. It's all one word. But he said, I took some things like weights that we use, and I put them on top of her body, and I just slowly cooked it, and I ended up cooking her for 4 days. He claims he argued with his wife, then bound her arms and feet and duct taped her mouth shut. He said he panicked when he found her dead the next morning. He claimed he stuffed his wife's 105-pound body in a drum and disposed of the remains as if it were kitchen waste. I came up with the idea of cleaning the grease traps, and I have no idea what that word is, but I remember it from last week. Yeah, just go ahead and laugh, Tiffany, because you had just as much trouble pronouncing it as I did. Cummingling in the excess protein. I think those are like
I think they
repeats.
Yeah.
Someone who wrote this or something repeated.
Well, it's possible that those were his exact words,
Yeah,
and so
that's
they
true.
typed it out, and it obviously does not translate well to the written page.
Anyways, David told the police he recovered Don's skull and jawbone and hid them in his mother's attic. Investigators say they never recovered any body parts.
Which is odd, because he says that he hid them, so if they can't find him, then how are they able to validate his story?
Exactly.
Actually, how are they even able to convict him?
Well,
I have to relate this particular story to the
O.J. Simpson. They never found her body, did they? Oh no, never mind. Don't.
They found them.
Dude, I'm saying.
They were stabbed out.
I know. I meant the guy here in Utah.
Yeah.
Hacking. But he eventually told them where the body was, didn't they? Did they ever find it?
No, his name wasn't Hacking.
Mark Hacking.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Dude,
Alright, whatever.
I've seen him in prison.
Okay.
He's kept in UH3.
You've seen him naked, huh?
No. Piece of case.
You're talking about this is the one where the guy dumped his wife in the dump?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And they combed it for, I don't know how long, like 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know if they ever found her body.
They did.
What about the lady that just disappeared a couple of years ago?
Susan Powell.
Susan Powell.
Oh yeah.
See, that's the one that I would relate to this story is, you know, they know that he did it, but they don't have the physical evidence of the body. So they cannot absolutely prove that he did it.
And they can't charge him anyway, he's dead.
Well, yeah, now he's dead, but I mean, they didn't have totality on that.
That's
They had a lot of evidence that points the finger to him,
I wonder though if,
and now unfortunately they'll never find out unless his
Yeah.
dad knows.
yeah, but I don't think his dad will give it up. For the simple fact, I think he was involved in it. I
But
really
he's already in jail for life.
Did they convict him then?
Oh yeah, he's been convicted of all that voyeurism and all that other garbage.
Well, good.
He's in jail for I think 30 years.
Good.
And you
He'll
know,
die.
that's what I'm saying is he's old enough that more than likely he's going to die in jail.
Yep.
So if you're going to do that, you might as well just come out and say, yeah, okay, we did it, and this is where you can find the body, so their family has some closure.
Yep.
I mean, that's the only right thing to do, you know.
Yeah, but in our minds, that's the right thing to do. In his mind, it's like, I'm taking this to the grave with me.
Which is stupid.
He's just a
Way
psychopath. So.
In other news, and this is along the weird and wacky news, along my travels the last couple of weeks, I was out in Twilla. For those of you over the internets that don't know, Twilla is kind of a desolate little town out by an army depot. And a lot of strange things are actually reported to go on out there, surprisingly or not surprisingly. But I was out there and I was talking to one of my clients, and I was out there doing some work for him, and I happened to notice that he had his video camera out and sitting on his tripod, and it's pointed at the sky. And I thought, okay, that's kind of weird. So I asked him about it. I said, hey, what are you filming? Because I thought, well, maybe he's filming, waiting for some jets to fly over or something like that, which in actuality it was. And his explanation of it was that the contrails, which are the white clouds that are left behind by the jets, he said that the government had put chemicals in them, and I don't remember the exact chemical names, but he named off two metals and said they put metal. He'd heard a report that there were possibly metal flakes in these contrails to help reflect the sunlight back out into space to help with global warming. But then he also came up with a couple other possibilities of what the contrails were doing, because he said that morning the sky was nice and clear. Then these planes flew over and left some contrails, and sure enough, by the time I got out there, it was slightly overcast. Not too bad, but you know, in all honesty, it's plausible that the contrails could have made it as overcast as it was, because it wasn't really too overcast, but just slightly cloudy. So he said that some other possibilities were that the government is terraforming the planet to make it more habitable for aliens, and that they also may be just spreading chemicals in the air for some chemical warfare, possibly either thinning the herd, so to speak, so making people sick on purpose and having them die out, or possibly getting us our immune systems trained to these chemicals, so that we Americans are accustomed to it, so that when they do have chemical warfare, that it'll kill everybody else but us. So it was kind of interesting. Somewhat plausible ideas there, but to be honest with you, I really didn't believe it. I just thought that it was funny and something I thought I'd bring to the show and share with everybody.
Inside or outside, you're like, yep, and inside you're like.
I was trying not to bust up laughing, but it was interesting. I give the guy some credence. I don't shoot anybody down right away, so.
Well,
it's something for everybody to
with a
think
couple
about.
of people who are like that. They think everything's a conspiracy and the government's out to get you, which in some cases I can see it.
There are definitely some strong conspiracy theories out there.
Of course.
I mean, there are a lot of people that think that 9/11 was a government conspiracy. So, and I've actually seen some documentaries based on it that have some strong allegations that are very plausible. So, unfortunately, I doubt that we'll ever know the real truth. So, as far as I know, it's definitely terrorists. But
Well,
like I say, they make a very strong case that that our government had a hand in that.
right. Well, it could have been another situation like Pearl Harbor, though. We had the intel that Pearl Harbor was going to happen, but we thought it was going to happen. I think it was like December 14th, or maybe it was sooner than that.
They actually did have intel that something was going to happen.
Yeah, they
just
didn't have the right
supposedly didn't know.
day. Yeah.
And so I'm not going to either confirm nor deny because I don't want to stir anything up with anybody. But
We're going to jail, dude.
definitely plausible. Why would we go to jail?
For conspiring against the government.
I'm not conspiring against anybody. I already know my walls are tapped right. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I can't say yay or nay. One theory that I would have, if the government did have anything to do with 9/11, is the fact that they wanted to make sure and rally the country, and so they felt that a small sacrifice. And I'm not saying that it was a small sacrifice, but in their eyes, it may have been a small sacrifice to have all these people go. Would help out the cause.
Yeah.
And it did. It really did. But, I gotta say, not one life is worth that type of thing. So,
I agree.
if that was the case, then shame on them. If not, obviously we got the guys that did it, that set it into motion, and so, there you have it.
Yes, sir.
A couple other things I wanna say before we go off the air.
Just a reminder, October 26th, Maverick and the Sweetheart Rebellion will be playing. I believe it's at the Five Monkeys.
It is at the Five
And it's
Monkeys.
Halloween themed. Come dressed, prepared for the show. As,
Preferably cowboys.
yes.
But come dressed as anything. Like you said, it is Halloween. They prefer a cowboy theme, but come dressed as anything. So I still have yet to go get my costume for that, but I still have a little bit of time before that, so we'll be getting them. Also, coming up this Friday, and hopefully everybody can make it to that wants to go to it. But this Friday, Jedi from Opal Hill Drive is going to be playing at the Hookah Lounge down in Murray at 11 o'clock. So all you adults,
That's at night. He didn't specify. but
11 o'clock
p.m.
p.m. at night, head on down and catch him playing a set down there. He's doing a solo gig. I do believe it's going to be acoustic, so go down and check that out. He's a pretty good artist. I'm still looking for more bands to throw out there for everybody to go check out. A lot of my information comes a little too late, so I usually wind up getting bands for, say, tonight or whatever, the night that we're doing the show. So no point in giving you those dates, since by the time this is posted, they're already over for the show. So I'll try and get you guys some more future dates for other bands so you can go check them out. But
As will I.
for now, I think that's going to be a show, unless you have something else.
That's a wrap. I'm good. I don't have anything else, so. This has been Steven
And Aaron,
with the show so far.
the story
Whatever.
so far.
I'll decide.
No, I'll decide.
Alright, the story so far.
By the way, before we end it, I do want to say again, thank you to Miss Lindsay Privet for our logo.
Absolutely.
It's actually Mrs.
Mrs. Sorry, Tyler. But we do greatly appreciate it, and we'll definitely get our arrangement all settled up. So we greatly appreciate that again, and we'll catch you guys next week.